Catching dreams of powder fingers, silence touch and mightiest little hand can never keep a hold on anyone. Vivid scenes of broken splendor, child, come and rest your weary head. Hurt your dreams and make the world go round. And then it hit me like a loaded gun. And then it hit me like a loaded gun. Bowing streetlights, making one that prostrate to the ground. You'll have to hurry for it all goes down. Ways of heroes, broken martyrs, standing beside all our brothers down. They kept attacking what they couldn't see. And then it hit me like a loaded gun.
So forgive me, love, for your dark blue skies, for breaking your heart and the wasted time. You see, I wanted love, but now honestly, someone's searching for you more than I'll ever be. Here it goes again, I can't explain. I take my heart to keep it safe and whole, but this time I fall. Baby, this time I fall. You wish I would just try some more, cry some more, make a move tonight to walk out my door. Baby, stand up and scream at me and try to find some pain. I'm not sad enough to cry, and never easy goodbye. Take your troubles now, put it all on me. You deserve so much more than I an easy goodbye. Just an easy goodbye.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.
I've been working hard to pay my bills. These double time blues, I've had my fill. Time to kick back, it's time to chill. That's the deal tonight. Yeah, that's what I know. Got nowhere to go, wouldn't go if I dared. Just me and myself in an easy chair. The lights down low, taking it slow, sipping Merlot tonight. I can hear the thunder, soon it will be pouring, but I don't mind, 'cause I'll be snoring, drifting on a cloud about 1,000,000 miles away in my easy chair. Got the whole wide world at my fingertips. Let the TV guy take me on a trip. Maybe I won't, maybe I will. That's how I feel tonight. Spin my favorite record, his Satchmo blowing on my hi-fi. Good times flowing, simple melody that's got a hold of me. I'm high in my easy chair. Oh yeah. See the sunrise, hear the rooster crowing, slept all night. A welcome Sunday morning, another lazy day. I think I'm gonna stay right here in my easy chair. Oh yeah. I don't want to do nothing. A little cherobics. Relax inside. I'll kick back in my easy chair. You know what I mean.
The music of Mississippi River Radio is presented by Allen's Automotive Center in Memphis, Tennessee at 1195 Winfield off Highway 51, just north of State Line Road. Allen's Automotive Center is your local Napa Auto Care Center in Memphis, and they believe there is no substitute for service and quality. Give them a chance to give you quality work, excellent service, and Napa know-how. Allen's Automotive Center, 901-332-3279. A proud supporter of Mississippi River Radio.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.
For this podcast comes from Novo Nordisk, committed to changing diabetes in communities worldwide. Visit them at novonordisk-us.com.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh. As President Obama seeks to build an international coalition against especially brutal Sunni extremists calling themselves the Islamic State, he's facing mixed commitments and uncertainty from key allies. Britain is no longer ruling out air power.
Hi-ho, friends and neighbors. It's high noon. Ready when Cramson says we're ready. So we're not rolling yet. I heard that. All right. A very good afternoon and welcome to Newby's. It is the bar you never graduate from. Oh, whether you've only been to high school, college, or even grade school, you even got kicked out of preschool, don't worry. There's room for you here. As you start your morning throughout the day and head into the afternoon, we've got a treat. Oh, this is going to be another special one. We've had some of Memphis' hottest and greatest musicians on here, guys who've done it all. I'll tell you one thing. We continue the trend. And in fact, playing with our featured guy, a guy who has helped us put together a lot of the talent that we've done week after week. Johnny, we sure appreciate it. Johnny Cinemataro. That's close, but I will get your name correct, but I think that is close. That's close enough. Well, not only is he a great player, but he is backing one of the true voices of not only the blues, but of fun and of entertainment. Let me see. I met this man only back in 1995, so he's a recent friend of mine. Yeah, because the ancient ones are about 49 years old, the relationships. But hey, at 25, 30 years, you're doing pretty good, Delta Joe. What's going on with you?
Well, I'm still here.
Hey, and I want to tell you something. That's one of the best things you can say about a Memphis musician.
No kidding.
Once the bomb hits, there will be a Memphis musician out there to play us back into civilization. And that's what you guys are going to be doing today. A little bit of blues, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we just, my songs, they call it blues, but I don't know, it's just my songs.
Just your songs.
Blues influence, but, 3 chords and a cloud of dust.
There you go, and a hearty howl. Get it on.
Okay, we might as well do one then.
I'd love to see it.
And this is one called Always Go With Your Heart. And I put out a CD back in 2002 with the same title. That's his title cut, and we'll just play it for you.
All right.
Sleeping fast, company has gone at last. The mice in the pantry, they're having a blast. They're going with their heart. Always go with your heart. It's a pretty good bet. You won't regret it. Don't be afraid to make a new start. Always go with your heart.
Not just sage advice, but really nice song. Always go with your heart.
I had that song 3/4 of the way finished, and I couldn't finish it. And I was down at my aunt's house in Kosciuszko, Mississippi. I used to spend Christmas with her. My brother would come down from New York, meet me. And she said, "Come on down here. We're going to knock the cat out of the punch bowl." So, and
Boom,
I went, holy cow, that's my line. So that's the way it happened. But that was a great record, I thought. Don Hopkins and Reba Russell, they produced it, and some great players on it, and Nancy Apple did the artwork. So it was a Memphis thing all the way.
Handmade, hand-loving music, and it sounds like it.
I'll tell you, it wasn't a big hit around here, but Reba Russell calls me one day. He goes, "Chip's mama wants to talk to you. He loves that record." So I called him up, and he goes, "Man, that Always Go With Your Heart, that's a smash hit." So I'm like,
If you hear it from the hit maker, I'm sorry. At least you have been
well, let's do something with it.
vindicated, validated. Hey, he's still around.
Yeah,
We're going to head down to that horse farm in Georgia and talk to him.
That's where I met him, and I got pictures to prove it.
I heard that.
I helped feed the horses even.
You know what I tell you? Strangely enough, I really found freedom mucking stalls. There's something a city boy needs to do. Grab a pitchfork and turn over some hay and get a few horse pellets out of the way. It's therapeutic.
Well, you just led me into the next song. It's a perfect segue. This is called 5 o'clock in the morning time. And I wrote this song at my friends Pat and Eugene Smith out in near Arlington and Lakeland area. And they were going out of town, wanted me to house sit. And, I have a degree in horticulture, and they're doing a landscaping for them and all that. And so, won't you help us with the garden and do all this? And also, could you help with the animals? Well, I didn't realize they had 2 horses, about 5 dogs, cats that I never really saw.
Yeah.
But I saw evidence of them,
I know.
And they had a goat who was aimed at my destruction the whole time. But anyway, I wrote the song called 5 o'clock in the morning time. It goes something like this. And that's on my latest record. We'll talk about that one later. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the morning time. Well, I live in the country, but I work in town. There ain't no jobs around here to be found. I get up early for that sun to shine. At 5 o'clock in the morning time. Well, I got me a little old piece of land, just 5 acres, and I work it by hand, and I sleep pretty good in that shack of mine until 5 o'clock in the morning time. Well, I got an old rooster by the name of Jim, a mean tomcat and a bee-legged hen. She roosts in the cedar by the old road sign at 5 o'clock in the morning time. I got old coon dog, sleeps in the shed, with an old corn snake that likes to play dead. They're both so lazy, it's a crime. At 5 o'clock in the morning time. I got an elderberry bush loaded to the ground, a wine-making kit that's a hand-me-down. I got a recipe so divine. Hey, but it's 5 o'clock in the morning time. I got a little goat named Turpentine. He just wandered up on this lot of mine. Well, he don't eat nothing but poison ivy vine. At 5 o'clock in the morning time. got a little pony named Mr. Ed. Got visions of grandeur in his head. Well, I don't know the words to it. Time at 5 o'clock in the morning time. Well, I got a little duck with a band on her leg. States she used to reside in Winnipeg. Well, she flies to the river by the county line. 5 o'clock in the morning time. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the morning time. Gotta get up to go to work on time. But I hate to leave all this behind. Oh, but it's 5 o'clock. This is 5 o'clock. This is 5 o'clock in the morning time.
See, we even do Old McDonald funny. Come on, we from the South, boy. What
Well,
are you
you know,
talking about?
I never really hardly forget my lyrics, but it's kind of early in the morning. I
Tell me about
hadn't had my shooting oil yet. You know.
Well, the sun's over the yard arm. We may be able to, shall we say, prime the pump,
We might need to do that.
as it were. Definitely before we finish the second set.
Okay, awesome. Okay, here's one I wrote over. I lived in Hot Springs for a while. I was having a midlife crisis, you know, and actually owned part of a racehorse that ran over at Oaklawn Park, and
Get out.
it gave me the blues more than anything else. It was all right, but I live in the Majestic Hotel, which is burned up recently, and I wrote a few songs there, and a couple of them are on my latest record, and this one's called "I'm Too Wild for Branson, Missouri." And actually, I made some people mad because some people that play this on different radio stations, and they said, "Man, we get calls, and some people don't, you know."
I don't appreciate. I'm from Branson. You ain't too wild.
And it's really not about the town of Branson, but I walked out of the racetrack one day, and I had a pretty good day, and I had a couple of adult beverages, you know. And he went to Rocky's Corner. It's like a pizza place, and they sell beer and stuff. And I'm sitting about at the bar, and this girl next to me is talking to me, and she's pretty nice, and I think I bought her a couple of drinks. And she said, "Hey, what do you do?" I said, "Well, I'm a singer-songwriter and a horse owner, and you know."
A man of the world. I am whatever you need me to be.
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And she goes, "Well, I'm from Branson, Missouri," and I'm going like, I think I'm gonna be a little too wild for Branson, Missouri. So she seemed real nice, but anyway, that lyric kind of hit me, and I went back, staggered back to my room, and wrote this song. Anyway, it's another true story. It goes something like this. I'm too wild for Branson, Missouri, and I'm too old for Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm too broke to go to New York City. It ain't good enough for Bill Street, so they keep telling me, you know, I'm often long to go to Texas, but I never could make it past Hot Springs. I'm too wild for Branson, Missouri. They don't seem to want to lie to me. Well, I played the barrooms in New Orleans, and I've worked for tips, and I've worked for beer. Played the honky tonks in the country churches. popularity, it quickly faded. As soon as they found out I went to Mississippi State. So I guess I keep on picking. Maybe in your town one day. And if you see me singing on the corner, don't be ashamed to throw a dime my way. Yes, now I'm just passing through here, people. Seems just like I'd never stick around. But I'm too wild for Branson, Missouri. They don't want my type in their town. They don't want me hanging around. They don't want my type in their town.
It is their loss. That is all I'll tell you. I'll tell you, I do love the fact that you can cobble a conversation or just a line or something like that into not just a song, but an anthem. And I love that Mississippi State part. Some of my best friends are bullies.
Well, that's where I went to college. I did have some gigs in Oxford, and somehow,
As soon as the word got
that
around.
rivalry's pretty intense. But I have great friends that go to school, and I went to school there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And hey,
I don't
Egg
know.
Bowl, I'll see
I
you
wear
there.
my red and blue down there, and that still doesn't matter.
You see? That's what I mean.
It's okay. I'm going to do one that Johnny likes this one. I wrote this one afternoon sitting in the yard. Actually, a friend of mine had passed away, and I got one of his shirts, and I was wearing it, and looking at all my other clothes, and I didn't really own those either. But anyway, it's called The Dollar Store. I got my socks from the dollar store. Times is getting real tough, I bought my socks from the dollar store. I bought my socks from the dollar store. I got a shirt from a friend, yes I got a shirt from a friend, oh Lord, I got a shirt from a friend. I got my hat from a neighbor's trash. I got my shoes when my uncle passed. I bought my socks from the dollar store. Got a shirt from a friend, yes I got a shirt from a friend, Lord, I got a shirt from a friend, yes I did. My gal bought a bow tie for me. I found it in a purse, you see. And I bought my socks from the dollar store. I got a shirt from a friend, yes, I got a shirt from a friend, oh Lord, I got a shirt from a friend. I got all dressed up, even wore my hat. Seen a man he claimed he used to own a tie like that. Bought my socks from the dollar store. I got a shirt from a friend. Yes, I got a shirt from a friend. Lord, I got a shirt from a friend.
truth be known, more Memphians shop at the dollar store than at Oak Hall. And you got to know that you're in the Mid-South if you know what Oak Hall is as opposed to Macy's or say something like that. Yow. I'll tell you, when did you first pick up a guitar and start talking with it?
I was just a kid. My dad played a guitar. He played about any instrument. He wasn't a professional musician. He was a farmer. But we had a piano at the house and a guitar and things like that, a fiddle. He was a great fiddle player. And I grew up on a cotton plantation in North Mississippi, at Glover, Mississippi. It's near Walls. Mm-hmm. And just hung out with my buddies and my buddies' families, and everybody played the guitar. And it's a cultural thing. I mean, I learned the blues was really my first love. And the blues, my aunt got an interest in me. She sent me up to Memphis to go to Burl O Swingers.
I heard that, to get a reel.
Right down the street here.
Yes, sir.
And I could play a few licks there. I goes, man, what in the hell are you playing? I said, he goes, that's pretty good. It's all unorthodox. I said, man, I can't learn this orthodox stuff. I couldn't use a pick.
Got to do the feel.
I just couldn't. Picks are like, socks. I can't keep them. They lose them. That's why I have to go to the dollar store. But anyway, I got, and I went up here to school here at MUS. Had a great English teacher, Mr. Hatchett, and I started reading a lot of great literature. And I won the Poetry Award out there. So I started writing and putting it all together. And I didn't really do it seriously. We went off to college, and some of my roommates and people in the dorm had guitars, and we played around. And then I met a guy named Big Joe Williams, a blues man that lived nearby. Yeah. He had a 9-string guitar. He was like unbelievable, and I really just fell in love with that country blues style. But that's not really what I play, but it's deep inside of me, though.
Well, it's what got you just juiced up about getting out there and expressing yourself with your voice and your guitar, and that's the thing that is so special about you, man. You close your eyes and you're back there on that cotton farm, man. We down to Walls.
Yeah, I was a water boy one summer, and all the field hollers. It really was going on back then. We'd all ride in the back of a truck to Walls. Had an ice house. Had a big wooden kegs, and they put that big things of ice, and they fill it full of water, man. Be out there in the field all day. That was some good stuff.
I heard that. Gotta remember.
I remember all that, yeah. Wow. That was special to me. But anyway, look, what can we do on that note? We'll play this one here. This ain't about farming or anything, but it's about fishing, I think.
Oh, love that.
Just at Calico Rock, Arkansas, on the White River, with a couple of my buddies who have since passed away. And they knew I was writing a song, because plus I was catching fish, too. But anyway, this is called The Dream Song. Sweet potato wine, 'cause you can never dream was a man with a cane pole in his hand, sitting in a skiff, fishing the white waters under the calico cliffs. One day I looked a little closer, and something clicked down in my brain. The next thing you know, I was that man fishing, sitting in the Arkansas rain. 'Cause if you never dream, I guess a dream come true. Sometimes it ain't what you did, it's what you didn't do. Oh Lord, it's a sin thing, kinda like deja vu. And if you never dream, how can your dreams come true? Psychedelic part, y'all. Now here's the true part. I once loved a lady. She was so nice and kind. Only problem was she was married to a friend of mine. So I always kept my distance, kept my thoughts out to myself. The next thing that I knew, she was married to someone else. Well, she wrote me a long letter. I kept it sealed right by my bed. When I got the nerve to open it, this is how it read. Well, if you never dream, your dreams come true. Sometimes it ain't what you did, it's what you didn't do. Oh Lord, it's a sin thing, kinda like deja vu. And if you never dream, how can your dreams come true? How can your dreams come true? How can your dreams come true?
You talking about a instruction manual for life. That's what that song basically gives you right there in one little nutshell. Your dreams are powerful. You better understand it.
I don't think anybody wants me to write a example for a life. Don't follow me.
Well, listen here. No, you have been dreaming, but you've been creating dreams and also successes for other people. That's what I love about you, man. That's why we love having you. Yeah.
Thank you. It's great
Johnny
being
C.
here. Johnny C. I can't pronounce his last name either, but not like it's supposed to be. But he's a great guy. And we've been playing a lot around town, and with Randall Morton, the banjo guru.
Oh yeah.
You know, which is a lot of fun. I'm gonna do this.
Foggy mind breakdown.
No
That's what we'll
kidding.
call this.
He's threatening to show up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is a song I wrote, a little stint I had in Moscow, Tennessee. Once I was, I bought a house and was in love. And
It was all American dream.
and after I bought the house, I was sitting in there all alone, you know, and all my boxes laying around going like, what in the hell have I done? You know? But anyway, this song came out. So I never did like this place. Never did like this place. All those high ceilings and drafty old fireplace. But I can still see the Appaloosas grave. crossed the threshold on our wedding day. Now they're all gone away. Faded as that dress you wore, made of crocheted lace. Oh, I never did like this place. I never did like this beautiful old place. Seemed just like yesterday, and we was two college kids with a whole lot to say. We talked about the perfect world we'd made. Said that our love would never break. Oh, but now it's all gone away. Sometimes the old north wind nips the flower buds of May. Oh, I never did like this place. I never did like this beautiful old place.
Well, speaking of getting good songs out of bad decisions.
Hey, I always like it when that happens, kind of, sort of. You know, I know it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna get a song out of it.
There it is. You're going fitty-fitty, at least for the emotion.
I try to avoid those things. I'm backlogged at the moment.
Well, that's what you love to come out here and play live for, because you get a chance to at least get some of the stories connected with these songs. Because if you really don't know them, you don't really see the relevance of them.
Right.
They just kind of stand alone. But that's what I really love about not only the way you write, but the way you feel the music you do, because you live it.
Thank you.
You don't mind it.
No, I don't mind. Okay, we're gonna do Summer Rain. Since we had it's still summer, and this is dedicated to yesterday, I guess. doggone crying shame. Ain't nobody going out and playing in the rain. The flowers are digging it, so are the trees. Mama, roll your pants leg up to your knees. Yeah, baby, keeps on falling. Keeps on falling. Keeps on falling down. Yes, it's a doggone crying shame. Ain't nobody going out and playing in the rain. Yeah, today keeps on falling. Keeps on falling. Keeps on falling down. Thank you.
That was a pretty good weather forecast, a post-weather forecast
Right.
from yesterday. So, well, okay, what have you got in the way of prediction songs? Since you've already told the past, what you going to tell about the
I don't know.
future?
I probably got a few of them. I'll just think about it. I got one. I'm gonna quit drinking after the Super Bowl, but
I heard that.
we might as well do that one.
Why don't you do that before we, shall we say, get you tuned up for...
Yeah, I got a bunch of songs. I know, Grady, you got to leave, but I hate for you to miss the second half. But you can catch me on the web. You know.
There you go. Catch him on the web. Guaranteed. See, that's why we do Too Tall Todd's live lunch here at Newby's, so that you can either come down and participate or be wherever you are and go, damn, those guys are good.
I saw a lot of the Davis Cohen thing last week. And it was really great.
Man, I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
was
thing
great.
about Memphis musicians, man. They feel it, they do it,
Yeah.
and that's why we really love doing it. And Todd's been a big believer in Memphis music forever, and he never has gotten the credit.
Cool.
We're going to see if we can get some of that headed his way,
It's a
too.
great place. Well, I wrote this song. I'm gonna quit drinking after the Super Bowl. I have a friend of mine who y'all know that lives in Las Vegas. He was in town one Christmas season. His mother lives here, so he comes back to visit her. And we'd been going like to all the bars, going to the parties, going to NFL playoff games on Sunday afternoons. One day he put his hands on the bar and goes like, "I've got to quit drinking after the Super Bowl." I'm going like, you know, a lot of people make New Year's resolutions and stuff. That said, man, that's could do cool. So I saw him later on, so I wrote that song. You know, I guess, well, I got half of it. You know. Anyway,
Inspiration hand.
it goes something like this. Well, I'm gonna quit drinking after the Super Bowl. I'm tired of hanging out all night long, baby, rambling home around dawn. That's why I'm gonna quit drinking after the Super Bowl. You know, football season, woo, it has finally begun. And every weekend, me and my good time buddies get together and have a little fun. And the holiday season is just around the corner. There'll be parties galore. And everyone knows New Year's Eve is not the time to sit at home alone and walk the floor. That's why I'm gonna quit drinking. Woo, after the Super Bowl. I'm tired of hanging out all night long, pretty mama, rounding home, round on. That's why I'm gonna quit drinking after the Super Bowl. Yes, I am. be parties galore. And everybody knows New Year's Eve is not the time to sit home alone and walk the floor. That's why I'm gonna quit drinking. Woo, after the Super Bowl. I'm tired of hanging out all night long, pretty mom and rambling home round dawn. That's why I'm gonna quit drinking after the doggone Super Bowl. But you know, Leon, I didn't say which one.
Always leave a loophole.
That's called a disclaimer.
You must be a lawyer.
No, but I've had a lot of experience in that field.
Lord have mercy. And living and loving in life, too, I can tell. It just kind of shows up.
Yeah,
Mine, well, give us a couple more before we get on out of here and give you a Kraft. How much time we got?
We got 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, we got 10 minutes.
You want to do 2 more?
Yeah. Oh, man, we can do. This is one in a minor chord. This is called Gypsy Girl. Tambourine, oh, with the gypsy beat, and she danced across the floor. Her bare feet, she wore a painted scarf. It was red, war red, tattered by the memories that we all shared. So excuse me if I seem a little deranged, as I listen to the song she played. She wore a polka dot dress. It was cut bohemian style. Their long dark hair tried to hide that World War smile, and she danced all night to the crowd's delight around the tablecloths and candlelight. So excuse me if I seem a little deranged as I listen to the song she played. Tips and wine, everything's gone wrong. Yes, it was a gypsy beat with a blues to sound, a little profane and a lot profound. So excuse me if I seem a little deranged as I listen to the song she played. Sang a song with poise and grit, and it reminded me of everything I came here to forget. But I listened so intently. See, seemed like every word she sang was meant for me. So excuse me if I seem a little deranged as I listen to this song she sang. The gypsy beat, and she danced across the floor with her bare feet. She wore a painted scarf. It was a Renoir red, tattered by the memories that we all shared. She played tambourine.
Thank God Burl Olswanger couldn't whip it out of you. That's some fine strumming.
No, but he saw me plenty of strings.
Man, and better writing. That's what I love. Yes.
All right, here, we're going to do this song here.
One more, then it's Beer 30 all around the world.
Lord have mercy. This is one called Sylvia. I don't know who Sylvia is, but it just came to me one day. Oh, Sylvia, I just can't bear the thought of leaving you. Oh, true love, when they drew it up on the board, they was thinking of you. Could not last. Formula ran out again. It could not stand the test of time. But Sylvia, you'll always be a friend of mine. As I drove away, the sun refused to crack a smile that day. Spent 6 hours in a cold saloon, felt like the backside of the moon, as your memory roamed across my mind. But Sylvia, always be a friend of Sylvia, I got me a room that's got a coffee pot, complete with a genuine army surplus was folding cotton. Patch of clover with a honeybee. Round the front door for reverie. A radio from the 5 and dime. But Sylvia, you'll always be a friend of mine.
I don't know who Sylvia is either, but she ought to be very, very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, Delta Joe Sanders. It is Joe C. I'm going to wrap myself around the beer, and I'll be able to hit that name in the second half. Y'all, come on back to Two Tall Todd's Live Lunch. Yes, we're here at Newby's. Come on, grab you some lunch here, too, because we're going to have a little liquid lunch. Coming up next, let's get it on.
Ever since the day you broke my heart up and down. Ever since the day you broke my heart up and down. Ever since the day you broke my heart. I've been hanging around, and I said, hey, so what's wrong, Jennifer? I thought that we had something, and in this universe, there's nothing that can stop us. So what's wrong, Jennifer? I thought it all meant something, and in this universe, there's nothing that can stop us.
Mississippi River Radio is now flowing freely for your enjoyment and entertainment at MISSRiverRadio.com, where Android users can download our app absolutely free. Mississippi River Radio is also available on TuneIn Radio, which has over 50 million monthly users worldwide. I'm Marky B, station manager of MRR, and I want to welcome you to our cruise along the Big Muddy, the Mississippi River. MRR is committed to becoming a quality entertainment outlet that will represent the people, cities, and states that are located alongside the mighty Mississippi River, all the way from Louisiana to Minnesota. We will feature various types of music, including rock and roll, country, blues, jazz, soul, rockabilly, and bluegrass. We aim to give exposure to the music and musicians from up and down the river from each of these genres, as well as promoting local businesses, events, and community services in these cities. We also look forward to providing a combination of quality live programming, information, and the history and tradition behind the cities and people that draw the line down the middle of the United States. Please join the Mississippi River Radio Facebook page now so we can keep you updated on programming developments and other information and commentary. And so we can chat on a regular basis and get your thoughts and opinions on MRR. Thanks for listening to Mississippi River Radio and for spreading the word.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.
The music of Mississippi River Radio is presented by Allen's Automotive Center in Memphis, Tennessee at 1195 Winfield off Highway 51, just north of State Line Road. Allen's Automotive Center is your local...
Support for this podcast comes from General Dynamics Information Technology, providing your enterprise as a service with secure federal cloud solutions. For more information, visit gdit.com/cloud.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Lakshmi Singh. Though a truce in eastern Ukraine appears to be holding, the European Union has enacted tough new sanctions against Russia, despite dissent among EU governments and the threat of reprisals from Moscow. Terry Schultz reports from Brussels the targets include Russian lawmakers, oil companies, and the defense sector.
The new penalties impose and tighten restrictions on the ability of Russian companies and banks to get financing from Europe. Many entities on the sanctions list are majority owned by the Russian government. 24 more individuals are now subject to asset freezes and visa bans, including close associates of Russian President Vladimir Putin and parliamentarians supporting the military intervention in Ukraine. Russia says it will retaliate, possibly by closing some airspace to European flights. The EU measures were approved Monday, but their implementation was delayed amid debate over whether they would endanger the ceasefire in eastern Ukraine. The EU says it will review the penalties later this month if Moscow works toward a political resolution of the conflict. For NPR News, I'm Terry Schultz in Brussels.
U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says the United States will contribute $500 million in humanitarian aid to victims of the Syrian conflict. NPR's Peter Kenyon reports the announcement came as Kerry arrived in Turkey for talks with top officials there.
The aid package of nearly $500 million will include some $250 million for refugees being hosted by neighboring countries, including Turkey. The aid announcement comes as Kerry spends 2 days meeting with Turkish leaders as part of his tour to rally support for a coalition to oppose the self-described Islamic State. Turkish officials were on hand for yesterday's meeting in Saudi Arabia, where 10 Arab states pledged support for the campaign against the Islamist fighters, but Turkey refused to sign the joint communique. Turkey has 49 hostages being held by Islamic State fighters, and officials have rejected any combat role in the campaign against the Islamist fighters, including the use of bases on Turkish soil for combat missions. Peter Kenyon, NPR News, Istanbul.
AmeriCorps celebrates 20 years since it was created as a force for volunteerism. Today, the White House celebrated the National Service Program. President Obama led the ceremony where hundreds of new volunteers were sworn in for duty. Former President Bill Clinton signed that legislation that created AmeriCorps, which he says was one of his greatest achievements.
AmeriCorps' enduring impact remains, after 20 years, one of the most important things I ever had a role in public service.
Clinton says nearly 1 million people are now spending more than 1 billion hours working for AmeriCorps. U.S. stocks trading lower with the Dow off 61 points at 16,988. NASDAQ is down 20 at 45.72, and the S&P 500 is down 10 at 1987. This is NPR. South African Olympic sprinter Oscar Pistorius has been found guilty of culpable homicide in the shooting death of his girlfriend, the equivalent of manslaughter. Pistorius always maintained he mistook her for an intruder. NPR's Afabia Quistarkton reports a judge's decision clearing him of murder is fueling a furious debate in South Africa about who gets what justice.
Oscar Pistorius stood with his head bowed as Judge Thokozile Masipa delivered her verdict in his murder trial.
On count 1, the accused is found not guilty and is discharged. Instead, he is found guilty of culpable homicide.
The judge called Pistorius an evasive witness, though she concluded that the prosecution failed to convince the court that the double amputee athlete intended to kill anyone. His girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, was shot to death behind a closed toilet door by Pistorius on Valentine's Day last year. He says he did not intend to kill her, though the prosecution argued it was premeditated murder. Afabia Quistarkton, NPR News, Accra.
Ohio prison officials are grappling with now very public security concerns at a unit that housed a murderer who escaped yesterday and was recaptured some 6 hours later. T.J. Lane shot and killed 3 students at a high school near Cleveland in 2012. News of his escape reportedly terrified many in the town of Chardon, where school officials decided to cancel today's classes. 2 others who fled with Lane have also been captured. Dow off 62 points since the open. It stands at 16,986. I'm Lakshmi Singh, NPR News.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.
feeling like this, down in the dumps for the girl. Try to escape, get back into shape, but somehow the tape don't play. Life is unreal, a turn on the wheel, the word that I feel I can't say. What if I told you that I will not call for weeks, 'cause I'll be gone with my friends, we'll be chasing childhood dreams. Looking at me, who do I want to be? Can I be a better man? Head to my feet, I'm incomplete, but I finally understand. I go down the road with nowhere to go. Memphis, I don't know if I'll return. Your ear to the ground, I'll come back around, and none of your concern. What if I told you that I will not call for weeks? I'll be gone with my friends, we'll be chasing childhood dreams. These are all the young days that an old man
Ain't it funny how it pulls you in and it spits you out, but you keep on smiling. Ain't it funny how it drags you down, it kind of bums you out, but you keep on smiling, holding on to anything you can find, holding on forever just to feel alive. I don't mind chasing time. We both know that it don't take long to lose your mind. We both know that we're holding on to yesterday. Ain't it funny how you scratch your way through every day, but you keep on trying. Ain't it funny how you made that climb, but you don't know why? You just keep on flying, holding on to anything you can find, holding on forever just to feel alive. I don't mind chasing time.
listening to Mississippi River Radio.
Hearts hanging from our tongues, and we're crumbling like parasols in Paris winds that beat you when they blow. Fetch the parrot for its porridge. It's a damn tough bird to please, and it's hard to be courteous to a bird that's pecking on your knees. The room was television blue at the elevator soon, and if the song comes up today, they'll all line up outside and pay. Let it rise from the ashes, let it fly up from the dust, let it fall like Mississippi on the heads of all of us, and let it roll like a river to the bosom of the sea, and let it breathe. Come a time when you find there's no rhyme or reason, so you pray like a crime ability to serve your bread at last and absolve you of everything you've done, and then you run. Westwood Gardens at the bottom of Snake Hill, and when it snowed we slid an old Coca-Cola signs down across Grantham Field. The room was television blue. Comes up today, we'll all line up outside and pray. Let it rise from the ashes, let it fly up from the dust, let it fall like Mississippi on the heads of all of us. Let it roll like a river to the bosom of the sea, and let it breathe.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.
Once there was a time I did not care about what would happen to me or all the ones I loved. I lost all my friendships, they all sailed away from that deadly storm that was named after me. So much pain, I call so much pain. So much pain, I call so much pain. I had to be forced to spend my time with God to understand that I was about to die. I asked everyone that I had hurt wrong, would they please forgive me for all that pain I call so much pain. I call so much pain. Oh, I tell you now that they forgave, everyone forgave. Get out early, I may get out late. Either way, I know I won't complain, 'cause I just feel so grateful. I just feel so grateful. I just feel so grateful about everything.
The music of Mississippi River Radio is presented by Allen's Automotive Center in Memphis, Tennessee at 1195 Winfield off Highway 51 just north of State Line Road. Allen's Automotive Center is your local Napa Auto Care Center in Memphis, and they would be honored to earn your trust servicing and maintaining your vehicle. Allen's Automotive Center, 901-332-3279, a proud supporter of Mississippi River Radio.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.
darkness reveals we're struggling like this. Good and evil, it's always one until the other one gives. One is left and one is right. So which one is on the right? Miss the point. Driving in through the joint.
I see your bad blood wash away a happy home.
You're listening to Mississippi River Radio.